Peace to all who will listen. I'm here again to talk in continuation of the last broadcast on the heavens and the earth, the creation of them. Today, I want to speak about what the Quran says on what is the heavens and the earth and how they function and what are the attributes of them, most of which is transmitted to us by the Holy Spirit Gabriel. And then there are other places where messengers speak to us on what the heavens and the earths are, and confirming fundamentally what the Holy Spirit Gabriel, God's highest and most powerful messenger in the heavens and the earths, tells us who is actually speaking to us in this Quran. The words that are in this Quran, the saying that is in the Quran, is that of the Holy Spirit Gabriel. Call him by his stature that he is. He is high. He is high above all of us, but nothing in front of God. So understand, if he's high above us and nothing in front of God, what are all of you then in front of God? So let's start with the first. I'll go in sequence as much as I can. And of course, I cannot cover everything that's written in the Quran about the heavens and the earth, but I will paint a picture. Before I start, you have to understand what you have been taught, most of you, on the earth about the heavens and the earths. Well, you don't have a clue about the heavens, but what you've been taught about the earth, a spinning globe, shooting through endless space, and the stars are trillions of miles away, which you can somehow miraculously see the light of, and that the light you see is millions and billions of years old, and all that nonsense and silliness that you believe, the cartoons that you are shown on your life from the time you become slightly conscious to your adulthood, and through all of that. This is the biggest delusion that is rampant in mankind, that we magically live on a spinning ball, hurtling through space in God only knows how many different directions, but they tell you 4 or 5 different directions in arcs, reaching speeds of 2 million, 1.5 million miles per hour, in around reference to God knows what. Yeah, they'll just tell you all sorts of garbage about it, and we sit here feeling absolutely nothing. So this was my delusion as well. One of the big delusions that I woke up from a few years ago, because when I used to read the Quran, I could not understand what God is trying to say in the Quran, but it would not fit what I knew about the heavens and the earths, and it was kind of a dichotomy. And I would try and metaphorize the words of God from the Quran to explain what I knew to be the truth. Yeah, that we are on a ball. We stuck to the underside and the side and the top side and all the other sides of a ball, spinning and hurtling around a sun, shooting into infinite space. And this doesn't match up with what the Quran is saying. So I would usually metaphorize it. That's what most people do, and I did as well, that when they can't understand the simple statement, they will make metaphors and examples out of it. And what is metaphors, they will make reality out of them, because metaphors you can churn in any which way you want without much effort. You can make it into anything, but the direct straight words, you really have to try. And that's what you have to do with the direct words of God. You have to really try to make them examples, and they do. They're pretty good at it, these Satans and the clergymen that lead you into the hellfire today, all of you that are following them. Anyway, so let's start with the first of the verses that I want to talk about. This chapter 2, it says, "The one who made to you the earth a floor, and the heaven constructed, and sends down from the heaven fluid, but takes out with it from the fruits sustenance to you. So don't you make to God equals, and you are, you knowing." So the earth is a floor, okay? That's what it means here, floor. The heaven is constructed. these two things are an absolute contradiction to what we know, or apparently know, that the heaven is just infinite space and the earth is a ball. I have not noticed a ball shaped floor yet. I mean, it would be hard to stand on a ball unless you believe in the magical force of gravity, which apparently explains away everything that you doubt. And the only problem is that gravity is only a theory, it has never been proven, ever. All the proofs that you have presented are farces. So the heaven is constructed, it is constructed above us, and the fluid is sent down from the heaven. So when you look up, you say, oh, yeah, the fluid is coming from the clouds, but there is a more deeper understanding of this, that the fluid is coming down from the heaven. The heaven above us has fluid above it and within it. And from that fluid, it comes down. All this garbage that you're taught about evaporation causing clouds and all that, to an extent, might be factual, but the bigger picture is certainly not that. The clouds are not just formed by evaporation and all. God sends down fluid from the heaven and then rains it down through clouds and however he wishes, and forms the clouds and gives us water, which gives life to the earth and all of us as well. Surely in the creation of the heavens and the earths, and difference of the night and the day, and the ships which flow in the sea, with what it benefits the mankind, and what sends down God from the heaven from fluid, but gives life with it the earth after her death, and spreads in her from all creatures, and turning of the winds and the clouds, the sent forth between the heaven and the earth, to be signs to people, the understanding. Here's an explanation of how it all works. The difference of night and day. The night overcomes the day overcomes the night merges into the day merges into the night. The heaven sends fluid down to the earth and gives her life after her death. In the winter, everything dies. Come spring, comes down the fluid, everything comes back to life. Example of resurrection. If you are in doubt of a resurrection, that from dust and nothingness, life certainly sprouts up every year in spring, wherever spring comes. And the turning of the winds, we understand nothing much about the winds, but what we do is that there are winds above us and around us, and they cause a lot of what happens on the earth. Without them, things would pretty much fall apart. Yeah, there would be no paths. Our jet planes fly using the jet streams, the winds that are above us under the heaven. You can do your research and find out about them. So let's go to chapter 6 now. Surely God opens the grains and the sheaths. He takes out the living from the dead and takes out the dead from the living. That to you God, but surely you deluded. Opens the morning and makes the night calm. And the sun and the moon they dragged. That measure of the mighty, the knowledgeable. And he the one who makes to you the stars, to your guiding with them in darknesses of the land and the sea. Have we explained the signs to people, they knowing? So here you can see that he's clearly telling us that the sun and moon are dragged, they are moving. And the simple fact that the morning is opened up for us and the night is made calm. I mean, the night usually seems calm when you're in the night. And in the day, you see hustle bustle, the creatures, the birds, and everything else. And he's the one who makes to us the stars, to our guiding with them in darknesses of the land and the sea. Without the stars in the night, you cannot be guided. All our GPSs and all our navigation systems are based on the position of stars in the night. Now we've sussed it all out, so we've put on our radio telescopes and towers and communication stations which repeat from one to another to triangulate your positions. But to actually know where you are, you have to have the stars. Because on the earth, we measure it from where the stars are. I mean, that is known fact for anyone who knows how navigation works and has worked for most of mankind's history. It is with the stars that we guide ourselves during the night. There is no other way, and from that we have derived all our navigation instruments for night navigation from the position of stars. This is a known fact for those who have a clue about what's going on. Let's go to the next position. Surely those who falsify with our signs, and they arrogant over them, not will be opened to them doors of the heaven, and not will they enter the garden till it merges the camel in eye of the needle. And like that we repay the sinners. To them from hell a cradle, and from above them covering. And like that we repay the wrongdoers. Nasty comment for those who reject, yeah? That's what's going to happen. Too bad for them. Such is life, yeah? Such is life. So here, clearly, doors of the heaven. This is not a metaphor. I used to think metaphors here. No, there are doors in the heaven. How many doors? Where are the doors? Don't ask me this stuff. The Christians and the Jews have made up like windows and doors of the heaven in their mock-up of how the universe is with the dome. I don't know whether they have the knowledge or not. I don't. I just know that God can create a door in the heaven anywhere he wants, and there are sides of the heaven. You don't have to go up straight up to get to the edge of heaven. You can go on the side, on the plain earth that we live on. You can keep going in one singular direction without modifying, and in the end you will get to the edge. All these people who speak about where's the edge of the earth, yeah, well, you have to have some gall and the will to die to go and find this edge, because it's almost impossible to get there. I mean, people have tried. There were expeditions down in Antarctica in the early 1900s where a lot of explorers went down there, and they came back pretty unsuccessful until they shut it down. They shut down Antarctica to any independent exploration. Nobody can independently explore Antarctica and other places we don't know about. So, how is this heaven surrounding us? I don't know. I really don't know. But it is surrounding us, and it has barriers. It has a dome, a tent, a canopy, firmament, you call it what you want, and it has doors. You can go through those doors if God lets you, but you ain't gonna find them. He will let those who know find them for the reason he wants them to find them. Surely count of the months with God 12 months in book of God. A day created the heavens and the earths. From them 4 forbidden, that the way the constant. So don't you wrong in them your souls, and fight the partnering enough like what they fight you enough, and know surely God with the pious. So here, God is telling us he made it 12 months. So now look around, who follows a year other than 12 months? You would wonder, yeah? No, we wrote it here because we use 12 months, so we wrote it in this book. No, it's the other way around. It's not man who created God, it's God who created man. Most of you will think it's God is a construct of man because he needs some salvation, something to hold on to. Yeah, he does. There's no doubt in that. But how you teach them is not the way. God created all of us. He created the heavens and the earths. And when he created the heavens and the earths, he ordained 12 months, most likely on the 5th day of creation of the 6 days. This is my guess. I'm pretty sure it's right on the spot on the 5th day when he made the heavens and the earth come together and started separating the heavens into 7 heavens. He ordained them to have 12 months. We count them different ways, but we all have 12 months. I don't know of any entity that counts other than 12 months in a year. Now, when they listen to me, they might create a 10-month year. Yeah, let's see how long that will last. So, and then again, and therefore forbidden. This is the forbidden months, which again, nobody knows about this. Very few people know about these 4 forbidden months. Why are they forbidden? Because we're not supposed to fight in them, the believers specifically. We're not supposed to wrong our souls. We're not supposed to fight in these 4 months. And we're not supposed to kill any. We are forbidden from killing any land prey, to hunting land animals. So, and these 4 months are the 4 months that we can perform the contention, the Hajj or the pilgrimage to Jerusalem. And we go there and spend 2 or 3 days, or how many ever we want more than that, and we make an offering and we come back. So those 4 months start with the month called Ramadan. Ramadan is the month the Quran came down in, and that is the first month of the year that how God wants you to count it from the Quran. I mean, you can reset it to any month. It doesn't matter. You just cycle it through that. It's not like, oh, we have to know exactly which month is Ramadan. If we forget, the first lunar month, it's the lunar month obviously we're talking about here. If not obvious, I'm telling you. So Ramadan is the first month, and the 3 after there are forbidden. We cannot. So why is this? Because the moon transgresses the whole seasons. 10 days a year it moves. So with that in mind, you have to understand the animals have different cycles of procreation. So if you cannot kill 4 months any land animals, in those, the ones that are procreating in that 4 month cycle, they will all be free from being hunted by us, by man. And so the whole balance will keep set up and nothing will ever be extinct. But yeah, nobody follows this stuff. Nobody has an understanding of why God made these 4 months forbidden, and also that we're not supposed to fight. But also, on top of that, if somebody fights the believers, we're supposed to fight them just as much as they fight us. It's not like, if somebody's going to fight you in the 4 months, you just stand there and take the beating. No, you can if you want, but there's no ordainment for that. You can fight back as much as they fight you. So that's the 12 months, another place. He, the one who made the sun bright and the moon light, and measures its levels to your knowing count of the years and the account. Not created God that except with the truth. He explains the signs to people, they knowing. Surely indifference of the night and the day, and what creates God in the heavens and the earth to be signs to people, they fearing. Simple, the sun is bright, the moon is light. Wow, what's so difficult to understand there? The moon has levels. We count our years with them, 12 cycles of that, 1 year. That's how we count the years. And then we have count the years based on the stars going around as well. So, you can count years any which way you want, but generally, in most cultures, the moon is sought after to count the years. And then you have the star cycle, which rotates around us every 24 hours and 1 degree more than 24 hours. So in one 360 days cycle, it goes all the way around. The same stars come all the way around us. It's as simple as that if you look into it. But most people don't, because they're mesmerized by the delusion of space. God, the one who raised the heavens without pillars, you see them, then sat over the throne, and sends the suns and the moons, all they flowing to a term fixed. He ponders the command, he distinguishes the signs. Maybe you, with meeting of your Lord, you be assured. And he, the one who extends the earth and makes in her pegs and rivers, and from all the fruits makes in her 2 pairs too. He covers the night the day, surely in that to be signs to people, they thinking. And in the earth's pieces side by side, and gardens from grapes and growth and dates, rooted and without roots, they slaked with a fluid single, and we grace some of them over others in the feeding, surely in that to be signs to people, they understanding. People who understand, people who think, people who are assured, they will understand these things. It's pretty simple, He has raised the heavens without pillars. We see them not without pillars. They're other than pillars that we can see. We can't see these pillars. You look at the Bible and the Torah, and the same stuff is mentioned there. It's on pillars. The earth is on pillars. Yeah, so the heavens are raised by these pillars. However that is, if you can go find them, glory to you. Yeah, you can't get out of the earth. Understand this. Nobody has left the earth. Just get that thing out of your mind. Nobody has left the earth without dying, except a few, like Jesus, who will come back. So let's go to another point. God, the one who created the heavens and the earths, and sends down from the heaven fluid, but takes out with it from the fruits sustenance to you, and sends to you the ships to you flowing in the sea with his command, and sends to you the rivers, and sends to you the sun and the moon continuously, and sends to you the night and the day, and brings you from all what you ask him. And if you add favors of God, not will you account them. Surely the man to be wrongdoer, rejecter, a indictment of man. He is a wrongdoer, a rejecter in the Quran. He is called many bad things. I will come to that someday in the future if God wishes. What man really is that he needs to accept before he becomes better than that. If we think we are perfect, we will never improve. So, same thing, sends down fluid from the heaven. He created the heavens and the earth. So here we're talking about two heavens and earth, and then from the heaven. So whenever it's heaven in the Quran, it is the heaven talked about right above us. When it's heavens, it talks about all the heavens. And he sends the suns and the moons when he talks about suns and moons when it's related to heavens. And there is a way to figure it out whether it's suns or moons, or sun and moon, or it could be suns and moons, or sun and moon. So it doesn't matter, you have to figure it out. In some places it means both, that it's he can be talking about plural, because the earth in Arabic is the same word for plural and singular, whereas for heavens it's different. Heaven, samawat, is heavens. As-sama is heaven, singular heaven, whereas sun and moon, it's the same word for plural and singular. Anyway, these are minor things. They don't have to worry about that stuff. And if we opened over them a door from the heaven, but they were wrong in it, they ascending, to be there saying, surely what? They intoxicated our sights, but we people mystified. And already we made in the heaven constellations, and we beautified her to the lookers. And we guard her from every Satan rejected, except one who steals this hearing, but follows him fire clear. And the earth we extend her, and we threw in her pegs, and we grow in her from everything balanced. And we make to you in her subsistence, and one not you are to him with sustenance. So, again, the same explanation here. It's guard. It has guard to reject every Satan. You cannot get through. The Satans can't get out. It's not like the Satans are coming in. They're here. They can't get out of the heaven either. They were all trapped here. The whole game is happening right here under the heaven that we live under till the end. And anyone who steals a hearing, they try and listen to God's communication. They're still trying to. All these radio they fool you into what they're doing. I believe they're trying to hear what's going on, the communications between God and his messengers, his angels. And if they try and if they steal, they will be shot upon. These Satans, they will be destroyed. So they keep doing it, and they don't tell you what's going on in reality, obviously. And sends to you the night and the day, and the suns and the moons and the stars they sent out with his command. Surely in that to be signs to people, they understanding. And what spreads to you in the earth, different colors of it. Surely in that to be signs to people, they surely remembering. So again, he sends it all out. So these are sent out. When you send something out, it's moving, right? The sun is moving, the stars are moving, the moon is moving. Now nowhere do I see the earth. The earth is spread. He spreads you the earth. The earth is spread out over the table, over the plane that we exist on. It is spread out. He spreads to you in the earth, different color. Whatever he spreads on it, he spreads on top of the earth, and the earth itself is spread. So we're living on a table fundamentally, if you want to think about it. But like it's a plane, it's a level plane we are living on, and everything is on that earth, and pegs are put in it to peg it to the bottom of the earth to entrench it so that we don't move around on top of it, doesn't slip or anything like that. Don't worry, nobody's falling off any edge. That is not happening. I love the way everybody gets afraid. Oh, if the earth is flat, we'll fall off the edge. Yeah, if you can't get out, there's no edge, you fools. So again, the one who makes to you the earth a cradle and slithers to you in her paths and sends down from the heaven fluid, but we take out with it pairs from growth separate. Eat and pasture your animals, surely in that to be signs to those with the insight. From her we create you, and in her we will return you. and from her we will take you out at turn other. Again, the resurrection told to you. And then again, the earth is a cradle. I used to think, cradle, how is it a cradle when we're living on a ball? Cradles are like, a little concave. I've never seen a cradle which is like a ball shaped, with a hump in the middle, and you put the baby there, he'll roll off to the side, right? I mean, so cradle is kind of like a rocker, somewhere where you can establish yourself. So, I used to delude myself by saying, oh, when you come down on the earth, it becomes kind of flat here. We love deluding ourselves. I was a space junkie, by the way. I used to watch every space movie, all sci-fi, everything related to the space and Hubble and all that stuff. And now I laugh at it and myself that I actually believe that garbage, the nonsense and the silliness that pervades all of mankind's knowledge today. He sends the fluid from the heaven. It's coming from above, guys. The fluid is coming from above. It's not coming from beneath. The fluid comes from above. There's no 100% recycling. Things get used up and they have to be replenished from the outside. But they must make you believe it's fully contained. Otherwise, you might find the truth. Yeah, that something from the outside might be causing us to live on the earth. Yeah, that would be unacceptable. And we make in the earth pegs that she shake with them. And we make in her diverse paths, maybe they be guided. And we make the heaven a roof guarded, and they over her signs turned away. And he, the one who created the night and the day and the suns and the moons, all in arcs they dragged. So all these are dragged in arcs. The night, the day, the suns, the moons, and the stars as well. They're all dragged in arcs. Look up. They're all going in arcs. It's not really a circle. It's an arc. I don't think there's a perfect circle everywhere. A lot of it is going in arcs. Most of it is going in arcs. And we have pegs that we shake. So the pegs are pegging the earth that she shakes, and sometimes it does. And on the day that we are put to the end, the hour, it will shake immensely. Everything will be like, the whole snow globe will be shaken into smithereens, that day. Heaven has a roof guarded. It's guarded. You can't get through it. It's a roof guarded. All this garbage that you see going into space, quote unquote, which doesn't exist, this is all a hoax in front of your eyes, perpetrated by seemingly independent agencies which are fully connected with each other. The truth being that. Do not you surely see God sends to you what in the earth, and the ships flowing in the sea with his command, and he holds the heaven that she fall over the earth except with his will? Surely God with the mankind to be compassionate, merciful. Something to ponder there. Blessed the one who makes in the heaven constellations, and makes in her a lamp and moon lighting. So the sun is a lamp, the moon lights. Moon is a light, the sun is bright. And the heaven has constellations. We guide ourselves with them in many different ways, even today, unbeknownst to most of mankind who have been kept completely blind to the signs of the heavens. There's a clock running up there. It's perfect. It has always been perfect. It's the same constellation, year after year, century after century, millennia after millennia. The same constellations are there. But you will be fooled into thinking they're so far away they never change. Even though they are gazillions of miles different from each other, they never change position relative to us, while we are shooting and they're shooting in God knows how many different directions, and it's exactly the same picture year after year. Look up, the same constellations. Look up, the same constellations. What a joke. What a complete joke. Or one who makes the earth standing, and makes between her rivers, and makes to her pegs, and makes between the two seas a barrier. A God with God, but most of them not they know. So the earth is standing. The word karar is standing or firm. Right there, if it's this is like absolute opposite to what we're told. So you got to think, if this is the truth, then they have to be lying. If they're telling the truth, then this has to be a lie. Make your decisions, make your own judgments. I've made my own. Don't worry about me. Created the heavens without pillars, you see them, and threw in the earth pegs that she shake with you. and spreads in her from all creatures. And we send down from the heaven fluid, but we grow in her from all pairs honored. This creation of God, but show me what created those from other than him. But the wrongdoers in a strainous glare. So this is a taunt to mankind. What have you created? What have we created like this? You know, your little trinkets, your little boats, your little planes, your little ships, your little tanks, and your bombers. What a joke. Who has created an earth? You know, now this moron called Elon Musk is telling you he's going to freaking populate Mars. You know, from his own words, he says 70% chance I'm moving there. Why are you going to wait? Just go now, you know. Let's put you on top of a rocket and fire it into the heaven and see where you go. What a moron. You know, the mankind respects money and power apparent in the earth, which they can see. The unapparent power and highness they cannot see because it doesn't appear and doesn't show itself all the time. This is the dilemma man lives in. If you don't have the influence and following and power and money, you are nothing. And this is the way of mankind that always has been. If the power came over to the messengers of God, the morons would run to the messengers of God. They are the hypocrites. They will go from one side to the other, and once they sway this side, wherever the wind blows, wherever the wind blows, they will blow. They will bow. They will lean. That's why God and his messengers are kept to the side. God keeps himself hidden, because if he appeared, everybody would like stand to attention and bow their heads in submission. This is the absolute truth. But if that were the case, then there would be no trial. There would be no, is there God or no God? And that's the whole story here. We have to decide for ourselves. Don't you see surely God? He merges the night into the day, and he merges the day into the night, and sends the suns and the moons, all they flowing to a term fixed, and surely God with what you do aware. So again, merges the night into the day. If you look at the night and day, if ever you have the chance, you will see it merge. It's not like the day appears and everything is light. It's a slow transition because the sun is getting closer and the sun is going further away from us. So you will see an overlap of night and day. It's merging. It covers the other. So, you know, there's no on-off switch when it refers to night and day. They merge into each other. And you can see that with your eyes. You don't need any scientific instrumentation to see that. And the suns and the moons, all they flow in arcs. He merges the night into the day, and he merges the day into the night, and sends the suns and the moons, all they flowing to a term fixed. That to you God your Lord, to him the kingship. And those you call from other than him, not they control from slightest. So all these people you run after on the earth, they have absolutely no control over anything, although it may seem so. And he gives us that minor control, which seems like we have all power, and actually we have nothing. Hard to believe, but that is the truth. Surely God, he holds the heavens and the earth that they both decline. And if they both declined, if will hold them both up from anyone from after him, surely he is forbearing, forgiving. He is the one holding the heavens and the earth. And if they ever decline, nobody's going to hold them up. God, the one who made to you the earth standing and the heaven constructed, and designs you but makes good your design, and sustains you from the goods. That to you God your Lord, but blessed God, Lord of the knowing. So, again, same thing, telling you, the earth is standing, the heaven is constructed, your designs are good, you are screwing them up. You are bringing disease upon yourself. You are bringing evil to your own soul. That's how evil comes to you. That's how disease comes to you. And God tries you as well. But God's trials are nowhere compared to your own trials over your own souls and against each other. You know, the way we try each other is much worse than what God tries us. If you were pure to God, true to God, the trials would be simple. I mean, he's not here to punish us. He has no joy in punishing us, as some of us believe. that somehow God enjoys punishing us. If we believe and we thank God, He has no business punishing us at all. But the trials will be there. This life is a whole trial. Just because you say you believe doesn't mean you're not going to be tried and tested on your belief just because you utter it from your mouth, because most of us utter belief from our mouth, but our hearts are deluded. They're deceived, they're hypocritical, and they will not believe. You have to make your heart believe and your soul submit to the Almighty God, the God of all creation. And if you ask them who created the heavens and the earths, do they surely saying, created them the mighty, the knowledgeable, the one who made to you the earth a cradle and made to you in her paths, maybe you be guided, and the one who sends down from the heaven fluid with measure, but we resurrect with it land dead. Like that you will be brought out. So understand that. This is how we're going to be brought out. That day when everything's destroyed, everything will be destroyed over the earth. It will be dust dry before God resurrects us. And then what will happen? Fluid will come down from the heaven and we will be brought out of the earth. As simple as that. And how? Don't ask me. I am not God. I'm just telling you how it's going to happen, as it's been said here and been repeated over and over. And the examples are in front of you, how the dead land is given life by fluid from the heaven. You don't give it life. I don't give it life. The fluid comes down and gives it life. Who? By the angel's commands, and at the command of the Almighty God who controls everything. Will but not they look to the heaven above them, how we constructed her, and we beautified her, and not to her from running out. And the earth we spread her, and we threw in her pegs, and we grow in her from every pair beautiful. Sights and reminders to every servant turned. Pretty self-explanatory there. I don't think I need to say anything on that. And the heaven we constructed her with strength, and surely we to be expanding. And the earth we made her floor, but blessed the cradlers. And from everything we create two pairs. Maybe you remember. So again, it's constructed with strength. There is a strong heaven above us. All heavens have strength in them. They have their own command and they are strengths above us. They are barriers. They just can't be crossed because someone fancies crossing them. It doesn't happen like that. The sun and the moon with dragging, and the stars and the trees they both prostrated, and the heaven raised her and set up the balance. Surely don't you transgress in the balance. There's a balance on the earth we must maintain, and the balance is in the Quran. It's all written. Live like that, nothing will go wrong. But we have to progress somehow and get out of the earth, yeah? Because this earth will eventually be destroyed and we need to find another earth to live on. Good luck with that. God, the one who created 7 heavens, and from the earth's an example of them. He sends down the command between them. To your knowing, surely God over everything powerful. And surely God has surrounded with everything knowledge. He knows everything. He has knowledge of everything. He has power over everything. And his command comes down between the heavens and the earths. All of them. 7 heavens. And from the earths an example of them. So there you go. That's where you understand that they're an example of the 7 heavens. There are earths under the 7 heavens. We are on the lowest. We have one here, and God only knows how many there are, but there's going to be at least one under every one of the heavens, and I'm guessing more than one. At least 7 or more than 7. The one who created 7 heavens staged, not you see in creation of the Almighty from running out. But return the sight. Do you see from blanks? Then return the sight twice. It will return to you the sight despised and it woeful. Try looking, keep looking. See how far you will look. And they're staged. The heavens are staged. There's no blanks in them. They're complete. It's not like your computer programs which have faults in them. They are perfectly created by God. And you will see no end. When you look at them with your telescopes and everything else you try, it'll come back to you woeful, blurry. can't see past a certain level. Now Noah says the same thing, chapter 71. Don't you see how created God 7 heavens staged, and made the moons in them light, and made the suns lamps? And God grows you from the earth growing. Then he will return you in her, and he will take you out, taking out. And God makes to you the earth expansive, to your slithering from her paths diverse. So again, the same thing. I mean, how many times is God going to write this from how many different angles for us to understand what's going on? you know, but we can't see past the first heaven, understand that. My faith makes me understand, because I believe this book, that there are heavens above this heaven. I can't see them. I can't tell you I see all the heavens. They're only in my heart. I can see him from my heart. I can't see it in my eyes. I can see the first one. He's told you a lot about the first heaven. Why don't you look for yourselves and see what the first heaven is doing? Is it not doing exactly what this book is saying? Yeah, I believe so 100%. Now the demons are going to tell you. This is the demons stating their point of view after hearing the Quran. So this is a demon's statement. And surely we, too, are touching the heaven, but we found her filled woefully, severely, and fire. And surely we sitting from her stations to the listening. But he listens now, he will find to him fire following. So here it is. Everything is confirmed in the book by the statements of different people, which you can believe or not, but there's no contradictions. It's all a absolute confirmation, corroboration of what's written everywhere, and it paints a picture which is absolutely against what everybody believes today. It's absolutely against it. There's no like, oh, maybe there's something we haven't understood. No, it's pretty clear. Did not we make the earth a cradle, and the mountains stakes, and we create you pairs, and we make your sleep calmness, and we make the night clothing, and we make the day subsistence, and we constructed above you 7 strengths, and we make lamps glorifying, and we send down from the clouds fluid running, to our bringing out with it grain and growth. So again, asking you these questions. Go look. Is it not done? Is it not the way it is? Go and look for yourselves. They are 7 strengths. They are strong, the heavens. You cannot break them. You can fire as many little pea shooters that you want into them. You can't break them. You can't get out. You are stuck here. Feel captured. You are monitored. You are captured. You are judged every day by the angels by your side, and by God, obviously, and the rest of us who know how to judge. Are you stronger creation, or the heaven constructed her, raised her canopy, but shaped her, and covered her night, and brought out her morning? And the earth after that entrenched her, brought out from her fluid and her pasture, and the mountains fixed them. Sustenance to you and to your animals. Again, there's a canopy, it's raised, it's shaped. The heaven is strong. Are you stronger creation, or the heaven? Certainly the heaven. You aren't. We aren't. Not all of us. None of us. They constructed her. God in the heavens. God in the heavens and his angels in the spirit. They constructed the heaven. They raised her canopy and they shaped her. It's in a shape. People say dome. People say tent. People say cube. Whatever. Square, rectangle. It's up there. It's stopping us. It's keeping us in here. And the earth is entrenched into the bottom. We are entrenched. We have trenches going all the way down deep into the earth's whatever they call it, mantle crust, but it's like deep into the plane of the earth. Yeah, we are entrenched. The mountains are pegs. We don't move. And the heavens with the constellations, and the day the promised, and the witness and witnessed. Woe, companions of the pit, the fire with the fuel. Behold, they over her sitting, and they over what they do with the believers witnessing. So these are the angels referred to here, but the fundamental thing I want to show you here, and the heaven with the constellations. It's They're up there. It's not like we have to find anything. God has explained everything here. And what's beyond them, He's told you. You believe or you don't. This you can see. Just look up. The constellations are there. They're always absolutely, totally the same, revolving around you daily and annually as well. Do but not they look to the camel, how she created, and to the heaven, how she raised, and to the mountains, how they fixed, and to the earth, how she level. The earth is level. This is the only place, absolutely clearly, we're told the earth is level. Not the only place, one of the two places that she is clearly told to us is level. Sutihat. The word sut in Arabic means level or plain or flat. Look it up. Even today, they can't change it. The problem is they can't change those words that God doesn't want them to change. And they will change the words He wants them to change, and He knows they will. Like the alameen word I told you. Like farad. In Arabic, they say farad is obligatory. It's bull. It means acceptable. Allowable, acceptable. That's what it is. Farz. It is not obligatory at all. He accepts over us this stuff. So it's level. Heaven is raised. How can it be raised if there's no end to this? Heaven is just particles of vacuum and space above us. So this book fundamentally goes absolutely against everything that everyone is saying in the mainstream so-called scientific community. It is absolutely against that. And if you can't see that after the last, 40 minutes that I've been reading this, then you will never see it because you're deluded. You're deluded by the scientific evidence presented to you, made up by people who are wicked rejectors, wicked satanic rejectors. They are the ones running the show in front of your eyes, the show that you see on your screens, and the show that we run in front of your screens. You will never look at that because you are calm and happy with that. Look around you. The earth is stationary. It is not moving. It's standing. It is firm. It ain't going anywhere. The stuff above us is moving. And the sun with her morning, and the moon when revolves around her, and the day when glorifies her, and the night when it covers her, and the heaven and what constructed her, and the earth and what levels her. So this is the second. It's pretty amazing that after all that is written, the last chapters tell you the earth is flat. It's level. What levels her? God levels her. What constructed the heaven? God constructed her. The day glorifies the sun. It shows the splendor of the sun. The night covers the sun. The darkness covers the sun because you can't see it anymore. The moon revolves around her. I don't know how this works actually. So anyway, this is what the book says. And after all this information of the book, if somebody believes this book, then you have to question everything that is happening around us, shown to us to be a lie somehow, or this book has to be a lie. They both can't be true. I love this argument that if I say something is white and you say something is black, then both of us cannot be right. One of us has to be wrong, and both of us might be wrong. So there's this simple yes and no. This is a black and white situation, right? It is not, there's no halfway house here. This is like an absolute contradiction of what we've been told. And if you look at the Bible and the Torah, you will find the same contradictions. And then you look at all the other ancient civilizations and their books and texts. You can search it up on Google or Yahoo or the internet or Bing or whatever. You will find their cosmology to have a planar, level, flattish earth with a covering dome over us. And the only cosmology that is contradictory to that, is the one that you follow today. And we're told that man was a caveman. This book tells us that we are cavemen compared to the man that lived in past. So everything is upside down. You have to understand, the Satan works on opposites. He works the opposite way of how God works. Whatever God says, he will say the other. and he will make you believe it through his wizardry, through his magic, through his delusion, deception, through promising you lies and falsehoods, and then turning against you the moment you reject. When you become like him, he will free you from himself, because he knows you're going to hell as well and doesn't need to do any more work. The work he has to do is on people like me. I'm lost to him. There's no way he can overcome me now. He can kill me. And I've talked about messengers of God being killed. Yes, we can be killed by the Satan and satanic forces, but if we are killed delivering his message, struggling in the path of God or fighting in the path of God, we really don't die. We only die from your eyes. You don't perceive us. We are alive in the unseen. And anyone who kills a believer forcefully, and those who conspire to kill a believer forcefully, their end will be the fire. And after they manage to kill him, if God lets them, their end will come soon after that. They don't understand that. And what do you know what God is giving power to that believer that you killed as a rejecter from the unseen, doing to you stuff that you cannot understand? How do you know that? But you don't even believe the unseen exists, the ones that are rejectors. So, and then comes the messengers. You try and screw with the messengers of God, you will be punished in ways you cannot understand. God has written it in his book. It happens every time. You can kill a messenger of God, but then you're finished. Your end will come soon after that. The whole earth will be vanquished just for one guy, if God wishes. Everything was vanquished for Noah. So, if he wishes, he can destroy all of you for killing one of his messengers, but he doesn't. He keeps giving you time. But those that kill that messenger and those that help in killing that messenger, their end is pretty clearly described in all books of God. They will reside in the fire forever. They're not coming out. You don't get out. I mean, now there's the aspect of mistakenly killing a believer or a messenger or anyone else, but specifically for the believers, there's a repentance for that. It's written in the book. You can read it. I'm not going to explain that to you. There is. But if you do it forcefully, if you kill a believer or a messenger of God, conniving against him, planning and plotting, whoever does that and whoever backs that person killing a believer or a messenger will go to the fire. The anger and curse of God is over him forever. So know that when you try and plot and curse messengers of God or think bad things or even try them. Anybody who tries a messenger of God or hurts him or does evil things to him, even in their hearts, God will take revenge for that. This is written. It's not going to go away. You can think that nothing's happening, but it is. Anyway, so that's all I want to say about the heavens and the earth. I left a lot for you to think for yourselves. I mean, it is pretty clear. It is not what we've been told. So anyway, next time, hopefully I will move on to a different topic, something less encompassing, because this is pretty all-encompassing. Knowledge of the heavens and the earth is pretty deep and difficult to understand for most people, because we're deluded. We're deluded by the lies told to us all our lives. So anyway, with that, I'll end this, and I'll see you next time if God wishes. Peace.